So today we're moving on to congruent figures, and our question is, what does it mean for two figures to be congruent? In order for two figures, so when a line was congruent, it needed to be the same length. For figures to be congruent, it needs to have the same, all the sides are congruent, and all the angles are also congruent, and it's moved by rigid motion. Yeah, I think. I don't remember what's on the back, but I have to see it. Yeah, I can't. Well, I'm not going to flip the paper over while I'm writing on it. I need to see the back. I don't remember. Yeah. I'm not throwing it. Not good. I'm gonna like hit Jordan. Okay. Okay, so then the first one I want to do is a translation. And I want to find my blue triangle that I cut out that matches up to this one. So I'm going to match it up. What is a translation? Yeah, this is just the one that like slides over. So I am going to move it over, and then I'm going to trace my triangle. I'm going to label my angles. So what things are the same in this picture? Let's start by looking for angles that are congruent. Remember, I just slid this picture over. E and B. Okay. So when I use the notation to show angles are congruent, I've used more than one line to say that these two are congruent, but they're not the same as the original one I did. Okay, any other congruent angles? Okay. What about my congruent sides? Huh? No. I have congruent sides. So I have A and B is the same length as D and E. Okay. Any other sides that are the same length? F and D and... Okay. And what else? Okay, so then all my sides and all my angles are congruent in this picture. So I am going to write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, and then I'm going to order the angles in the same order. So I went from the one with 3 angles, 1 angle to 2 angle measures. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go from 3 angles, 1 to 2. So it's going to be DEF. Questions there? Okay. What? This one. The next one I want to do is reflection. So I'm going to find the triangle that matches up to this one. What's a reflection? What's another word for reflection? Mirror image. So I'm going to take this triangle and flip it over. And then I'm going to trace the flipped over triangle. What? What's that? Okay. This one I'm going to name LMN, and the next one starts with PQR. Okay, so what do I have for my congruent angles here? So if I started off with angle L, what's the matching one? P, because we flipped it over to get P. If my next one, yeah, M and R. Okay. Why did I not throw this one there? Yeah. And then N and Q. Okay. What are my congruent side lengths? So I'll start off with LM. What's the one that goes with that? P and R. Okay, what's another side length? M and N, and the one that matches up? R and Q. And then my last side length is L and N on this triangle. Okay, so I have LMN for my first triangle. What's the congruent one there? P. I want to match the angles up. So I went from one mark, PRQ. Okay, then the last one I want to do is going to be a rotation. So I want to start up with my triangle lined up. And then I'm going to spin around a point, so like that. This one I'm going to name TUV. And the other one I'm going to do WXY. That's a U. Okay. What else? Not T and X. Because remember, I already lost my triangle. Yeah. This is a U, yeah. Okay. And then the last angle pair? V and X. Okay. What are my congruent side lengths? T and U, and I'm going to name it YW. Okay, what else? And my last congruent side? Okay, and what are my two congruent triangles? Ah, that's a V. Yeah. Okay, so I have UTV, and I want to go in the same order for my angles. So I want to go 1, 2, 3 on the angle marks. WYX. Are there any questions here?